So in this video, I'm going to be teaching you meditation. Basically, when I first started, I have seen lots of tutorials, I've read lots of blogs, but most of the time they were all very confusing because they say focus on the breath, but then allow your distractions. They say concentrate here, but then don't force yourself. So if this is your breath and these are your distractions, normally the way we go from our distractions to our breath is by forcing. So we force ourselves to get our focus on the breath. So if there is some football match going on and you have to study, then you just force yourself to go and study, switch off the TV. But there are all these thoughts that are coming that are tempting you towards the football match, right? But meditation is all about getting the focus towards the breath without the force, where it's all done so naturally. And this is where it gets so confusing. Because say your focus is at the moment on your breath, and say some random thought comes in your head, like what you want to cook tomorrow or what movie you want to see now. So the thing is, our mind is always oscillating between the past and the future. So this is the present moment, but we are never present here. We're all the time thinking about what happened yesterday, what did that guy say, or all the time planning about what you want to do tomorrow, what you want to do 5 years from now, all your life plans, life goals. So either your past memories or your future plans keep swarming your mind in the present moment, where you can never be present and focused in the moment in hand. So say your friend is talking to you, then you're not at all listening. You're somewhere in your own mind. You're not paying attention. You're not in the current moment. So this is an example of a meditation where all your distractions are all about your worries, concerns, past, present, memories, and future, but you want your focus on the present moment. So what you focus, breath or the present moment, you can keep on changing this. So let's say tomorrow you're studying, then that time your books or your focus on that football match is your distraction. So meditation is not something that you should do only with your eyes closed. Meditation is something you can do throughout your life, anywhere in life. Anywhere you want to study, focus, or even right now when I'm making this YouTube video, I have a lot of camera anxiety, fear of how this video is going to come and how you're going to receive it. But I don't let that distraction stop me from being present in the current moment where the camera is live and recording. I even do it when I'm cold approaching women. So say a random girl is walking on the street and I like her and I want to go say hi to her, then there is lots and lots of emotions. So fear, shame and intense emotions overwhelm your mind, but I breathe and somehow manage saying hi to her. That's all. Hi is the focus. So depending on the thing you focus, your breath or present moment or whatever, the meditation has different names. So there are lots and lots of types of meditations out in the internet. But what I'm going to teach you is breath focus meditation. And the level 1 of doing this meditation is you just pay attention, focus or observe your breath. Some thoughts are coming, you're getting distracted, bring back the focus to your breath. Some emotions are coming, intense emotions, bring back the focus to the breath. Your mind is going towards the past and the future all at the same time. Bring back the focus towards your breath. But the breath is such a boring thing. I mean, if I sit here right now and just keep breathing, I'm sure half of you will quit the video and go watch Sunny Leon dance. So when you bring your focus to your breath, there will be intense boredom that you feel. And this boredom will increase your thoughts, emotions, and all your concerns because you want to be entertained. The mind wants something to chew on. But tolerating the pain and staying focused in your breath is basically discipline. So you're just getting a practice for discipline for free here. So the pain caused by the boredom is going to make your monkey brain scatter, but from everywhere you bring back your focus towards the breath. But tolerating boredom it's not an easy thing. You'll fall sleepy. So in the beginning I used to fall asleep like this. 5 minutes also I could never meditate. I can put an alarm for 20 minutes, but 3 minutes in I would be sleeping. So the next force that will shake you away from your focus is sleep. And you need to fight even your sleep and bring back your focus towards the breath. At this point, your mind will go crazy. Why the hell should I focus on my breath? Why? What is the reason? What is the point? What am I going to achieve by focusing on my breath? So the next big distraction is the why question. Your mind will ask for meaning. What is the point of this exercise? But without answering any of these questions, you're going to bring back your focus back to the breath. So at this point, you will start feeling crazy. Which is how I felt. Which is why I made this video called, this is just a YouTube video. where I kept on repeating, this is just a YouTube video. This is just a YouTube video throughout the video. Basically, I did meditation on the line. This is just a YouTube video. It's one of my very first videos that so many people liked. And I explained the benefits of meditation while meditating in that video. So basically, this whole exercise is building willpower in you. Where if you are in this position here, and if there's a huge amount of emotional resistance here, you are able to fight yourself and still act on whatever it is that you need to act. So our emotions are usually this big resistance that stops us from doing things. For example, I was never able to create a YouTube channel and make YouTube videos because I had this huge resistance inside me. Fear of rejection, fear of failure, fear of pain. But meditation teaches you how to fight with yourself. So it's a personal battle, a battle for the control over your own mind. There is this famous Vijay dialogue in a movie where he says, once he decides something, he doesn't even listen to himself. So willpower, discipline, control over your mind, these are all amazing things. But the most beautiful thing about meditation is the breath itself. There is this 2-hour podcast on YouTube saying breath controls the brain. So in this whole process of teaching our mind to control itself, the breath that we are focusing on plays a crucial role. For example, say you are very, very scared. What do people say? Take a deep breath. Say very, very angry. What do people say? Hey man, take a walk. Take deep breaths. You see, any emotion that we have, fear, shame, anger, whatever it is, and however intense that emotion is, can be reduced using your breath. So if these are your emotions, then their intensity can always be reduced using your breath. And when you're able to down regulate your emotions, you're in more control of your brain. So the lungs actually controls the brain and its emotions. And the brain actually is constantly working to keep the lungs breathing. That is life. The whole purpose and point of life is to keep your lungs constantly breathing. That's why you eat food, that's why you work, that's why you do everything in life. Except for girls, where you are aiming to create another pair of lungs that will keep on breathing. So in our mind's battle to control itself, the thing we are focusing on, the breath, basically gives another leverage to control your own mind. So basically online you would have heard about this conscious breathing. Have you ever heard of that? Even Djokovic, in some interview, when they asked him what is the one advice that he wants to give the Olympic athletes who have been training for so long, for so hard to win the gold medal in Olympics, Djokovic said, conscious breathing. I mean, we all breathe all the time, but it's not optimal, that we never realize. Especially when these emotions are too intense, our breath automatically starts becoming suboptimal. We are so focused on something, some event, some stressful problem that we stop breathing for a second. Our breath rate is lower. And that suboptimal breathing in turn increases the emotion even further. So it's like a toxic loop. Your breath rate is getting worse and your emotions are getting intense. So just like our heart, which has a beats per minute, even our lungs has breaths per minute. And we are not all the time conscious of it. But in meditation, when you are sitting for half an hour at a time, focusing only on your breath, day in and day out, for months and months, you'll slowly start to understand your breaths per minute. You'll have an intuition for it. And any time in any situation, when we get stressed, you immediately realize that your breath is actually affected. That mindfulness comes only from months and months of meditation. And what use is that mindfulness? Well, at the exact right time, you become conscious and you become aware, like automatically. Hey, my breath is not actually at its optimal level, so let me consciously breathe. So that conscious breathing that Djokovic was talking about, you can implement in your life only when you become conscious of your breathing. So only when you become mindful and aware that your breath rate is getting affected, that your emotions are too intense, you will be able to create a personal intervention where you consciously breathe and calm down your anger or fear or whatever emotions and become normal again. So you don't need somebody else reminding you, hey man, calm down, cool down, take a breath, relax. You don't need that. Your own mind will do that for you because of your years and years of practice in meditation. But level 1 of meditation is forcing yourself towards this breath, however maddening and painful, boring and sleepy you get. But in level 2, you remove the force. So in level 2 of meditation, if this is your distraction and this is your focus, let's say in our case breath, then you do a dance between distraction and your breath, like a seesaw. So if this is ice and this is fire, then just like Game of Thrones, You do song of ice and fire where you dance between it. Meaning, when you are focused on your breath and say you get a mild distraction, some thought, some feeling, some emotion rising up inside you, then you need to attend to it, observe it, understand your distraction, and become self aware about yourself. But your distractions are like a rabbit hole, right? So once you pay attention to them, once you indulge in them, it's like a rabbit hole. You're now lost. Now you're not even meditating and focusing on your breath. But somewhere along the way, somewhere, some thought will come from within you saying, hey, aren't we supposed to be meditating right now? This is so irritating actually. If I say thumbs up and FaceTime gives these crackers for me. So when that thought comes from somewhere within you that's saying, hey, we were supposed to be meditating, we are supposed to be breathing, then at that point, you bring your focus back to your breath with force. Why force? Because it's going to be very painful. Because that thought or emotion that you have indulged for so long, it's going to be so tempting. You want to continue in that path and discover more things about yourself, understand yourself. But once that thought comes, you should show discipline and bring back your focus back to breath, however boring it is. So again, you get a distraction, you get distracted, you allow your distractions. It's not complete force like in level 1, but at the same time, somewhere along the way, a thought will come up from within you, and that time you should go back to your breath. So it's a loop, and it's a natural loop where you're not forcing your mind all the time to be constantly in one single breath like a military man, like a bullseye, like how the horses have blinders on their eyes. Well, it's not that. It's more of a dance. There is a balance. So some days you might be sitting in meditation, and 90% of the time you might have been in your distractions, and 10% maybe you would have focused on your breath. Some days it might be reverse. You might be 90% on your breath and 10% on your distractions. Whatever these numbers are, however the fraction is, however the seesaw is balanced, everything is still meditation. Which takes me to the last point. You should never have bad mental health. What is bad mental health? Well, you should not scold yourself, be angry with you. Like, what are you doing? You're supposed to be meditating, you're supposed to be focused. What the hell? Like, you should not get frustrated with yourself. You know that feeling, right? You want to go to the gym, you want to stop eating cake, you know what's the right thing to do, but you always keep taking the wrong decisions. So, your mind is unable to control itself. And at that point, the mind gets angry with itself. So, you'll be in a bad mental health where you hate yourself, you're in self hatred, self torture, and you self scold yourself so bad. Well, that negativity is very, very common when you start meditating. Well, what are you doing in your distraction? Go to your breath, go to your breath. Like that, you will be like scolding yourself, and like how in military they will hit you with stick and make you run, right, for jogging. Like that, you should never harm yourself with your thoughts. Self harm is strictly banned. So, if you are in your bad mental health, take a deep breath and calm yourself down. Regulate this emotion first. That is the number one rule of meditation. Should never go sit and torture yourself into meditating. Instead, what you learn is for your mind to learn cooperating with itself. So you usually talk to yourself, right? So it's not like you're one person, you're actually two people where you are talking to yourself. So the whole point of meditation is, well, in level 1 you can force yourself, but in level 2 you must have a self talk, a self conversation. You must forgive when you lose track, when you're not in meditation, when your distractions have consumed you. And you must keep trying, keep trying, keep trying to come back to breath no matter how many times you fail. So, self love, where you accept that you will make mistakes, that you will slip up, that your mind is kind of random, but you embrace yourself because you have to. Because in this world, if you don't embrace yourself and if you don't love yourself, then who will? So, apart from this distraction to breath goal 1, there should be the separate goal 2, which is not be in bad mental health, but always be in self love and be okay with whatever these numbers are. Be okay if some days you just sleep off without meditating and keep dancing every single day. So what happens is meditation is something you achieve over long term. So if you take this statistics, I was able to meditate only for 5 minutes, and even that was a struggle in the beginning. But after 6 months, I'm now able to meditate 30 minutes. So it's like fingernails, it slowly grows. Similarly, I used to be 99% in my distractions and 99.99% actually, and maybe 0.001% in my breath. But after 6 months of continuously every day doing meditation, now I'm almost about 70% in my distractions and 30% in my breath. And some days I have bad days and some days I have good days. So the more and more you do it, the longer and longer you do it, the years and years you put into it, the better and better your meditation will get. So it's like a long term thing. Do not look for instant success. And the final advice that I want to give to you is sitting in meditation, focusing on your breath is like the hardest thing that you're ever going to do in your life. Yeah. So if you're a person who is not even going to the gym or finding it hard to get to that discipline, there's no way you're going to build the discipline for meditation. So what's the hack? Well, you need to attach meditation to some routine in your life. This is what they discuss in the Atomic Habits book. So every day you brush your teeth, right? You never fail doing that. Every day you just brush your teeth without even thinking. So that is called a routine. So we all have routine. Some people have extensive routines. They're like from morning 6 I do this, 7 I do this, 8 I do this. And then they have very planned routine and they follow that every day. They are very extremely disciplined. But some people are at the bare minimum, like they brush their teeth no matter what. That is like a habit to them. They do it without even thinking. So whatever your routine is, if you have lots of things or very little things in your routine, take that routine and take something and attach your meditation to that. Meaning, say you will never brush your teeth unless you complete meditation. So every day morning 5 minutes you sit for meditation, and after you're done with the meditation, only then you'll go brush your teeth. So since brushing your teeth you're always going to do for sure, by attaching meditation to that, you're making sure that you're also doing meditation for sure all the time. That's how I started. I just attached it to my morning routine. So I was doing meditation without even expecting any results. I was just doing it without even thinking about it. And slowly, like gym, I was progressing over time. My meditation time kept increasing. And even though I felt better because breathing calms down the emotions and you are like all the time chill and cool, I didn't understand at that time all these benefits of meditation and how it affects in every corner of your life, how it gives you immense willpower, how it gives you immense discipline. I didn't know it at the time. And even if I had known, I wouldn't have had the discipline to do meditation. Very hard to bring people into meditation. So take a routine and attach meditation to it and do meditation brainlessly without thinking about it. It should not require a thought. Oh, can I do meditation right now? No, I'll do later. Never. Never let your meditation be a choice. Make it compulsory and add it to a routine. And in 6 months or 9 months or 1 year down the line, you'll start reaping the benefits. I'll see you in the next video.